So a couple of weeks ago I did the Slumber Party Massacre series, and in it I discussed the Cheerleader Massacre films and the fact that they use footage from the original Slumber Party Massacre movie, although they are not a part of the continuity of that series. And in this video we're going to discuss why, and we're also going to figure out the continuity and timeline of the Cheerleader Massacre, duology that they are. And I guess we're going to see some Cheerleader Massacres, and we better. It's in the title. Back in 2003, Jim Wynorski, schlock director extraordinaire, brought us Cheerleader Massacre, which has a very familiar-looking cover. We start with a group of cheerleaders, including at least one adult film star, and then we head to the woods for a weekend getaway. And I watched this right after watching the Camp Blood series, so I'm having some real flashbacks right about now. The police are after an escaped killer who went on a spree 20 years ago, and they talk to Brink Stevens, and she flashes back to footage from Slumber Party Massacre. But it's not a continuation of that because her character died in that movie. In this version, her character survives, was merely injured, and can recount these instances to the police. So this is a separate continuity. The killer tries to get revenge on the cop who arrested him, which is coincidentally near the teen's cabin, but when he shows up outside the house, it's pretty clear that there's two killers. The group starts dying off pretty quickly, and Angela is revealed to be the second killer, and they blow her up. But the other killer is still at large. There's no visible date in this one, but real-time 2003 works. Also, I want to point out that in the comments for my Slumber Party Massacre video, the bad guy 235 challenged me to check out to see if the car crash from this is the same car crash that was used in Humanoids from the Deep. And I went back and I checked it out, so here they are, side by side. So yes, as you can see, they're not at all the same car crash. They didn't reuse that footage. Completely different. I guess after 8 years, the world needed more dead cheerleaders, so we get 2011's Cheerleader Massacre 2, and the killing starts immediately with a killer drone. This is apparently a world where drones aren't the most unstable thing on the planet. There's this big cheer competition with a red team versus a blue team, and a killer spider robot, and possibly the most obvious killer of all time. There's a lot of plodding along, and softcore porn, and random robot killings, and they try really, really hard to push their red herring, even though they made a point in the beginning to say that whoever stole all the robots were able to pass DNA locks, and the robots were invented by this one girl's father. So gee, I wonder who could have passed that test. Oh wait, just Janice.
Janice? Surprise.
No, not really. They have a final face-off in which Janice is killed by her own robot, but it turns out that she has accomplices out there, and again, there's no real date given to this one, so we're rolling with 2011. So there you have it. It was a little bit short and sweet, but there's really not a lot to these movies. They're pretty just run-of-the-mill, straight-to-video slasher flicks. They're fairly entertaining. I mean, they're not objectionable. I wasn't mad at them for any reason. But really nothing that special about them. There was some fun. There was a little bit of entertaining. The killer drones were, I guess, at least a different twist than just like a random slasher. So the second one definitely has a little bit more going for it from the first one. So I guess if you want to see that one, maybe, but they're really, you can skip them. Whether you see them or don't see them, it's kind of the same thing. So that one's up to you. Another interesting thing to point out is that footage from Slumber Party Massacre wasn't just used in this series, it was also used in the Sorority House Massacre, also used in Hard to Die, which very unrelated kind of a movie, but apparently a lot of people like to use footage from Slumber Party Massacre for some reason, but it's a fun movie, so why not? Well, that's about it for this week's video. It's a very quick one this week, so apologize for the shortness, but there will be another full-length video next week. Hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know what you thought down below. If you've never seen this one, I would be surprised. These are not the most well-known of films. But let me know if you did see them and what you thought of them, and what you thought of this video. And let me know what else you want to see. As always, check out my patrons off to the side here. These guys are awesome because they help support the channel. You do too, just by watching these videos, and I appreciate that also. So keep on watching, and I'll see you in a little while for another great video. Thanks, guys.